Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? I'm really light today. And so you know what? It's becoming a bit of a pattern, isn't it? It's a thing at the moment. Getting getting live light, should I say. It's becoming a pattern as well with speech problems also. How we doing though? Welcome to the stream, guys. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to drop a like. It's very much appreciated. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you very much. Show some love. Drop a comment, guys. Quick plug. Latest video is pinned in the comment section on both Twitch and on YouTube. If you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. How is everybody doing out today, guys? You're halfway through the week. You made it halfway. 50%. Not long left to go till the weekend is upon us and we do it all over again. It's good to see you, though. I'm going to check out a couple of videos and then we're going to jump into some Wuthering Waves. Do some dailies, maybe do a little bit more farming, and then I think I've still got some events to finish off as well, actually. And then we're going to play some Aether games if we've got time as well. I didn't double dip last night. I ended up watching the football, but I am going to tonight. And yeah, I don't know what I'm playing later. I might switch it up, play something different. We'll see. No more Room in Hell 2 has gone into early access, but apparently it's a bit of a shit show. I really want to get that game. I don't know whether to just wait or try it now. I don't know. I really want to get that game. But if not, if we don't play that, maybe we'll just play a different gacha game, maybe. Or we might continue with some Aether Gaze as Zone Zero. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, you know? We'll see how it goes. I fucked up my finger as well today, you know, in the weirdest way possible. I was putting my sock on earlier, and I just must have, like, twisted my finger in the oddest way. It's fucking killing. And it's a sign you're getting old, yeah. What the fuck? Yo, Jamie, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Good to see ya. You know, like pulled the ligament or something. Hopefully everybody's doing well though. Oh, it's a good cup of tea, that is. If I do say so myself. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch the Arsenal game. I wish I'd have watched any other game than the Arsenal game because it was fucking shit. Should have watched the Real Madrid game or the Villa game. Would have had a lot more fun because it was fucking boring. You're not too bad. It's good to hear, dude. It's good to hear. Alright, we're going to mess around today then, because it's like 1:05 now. We're going to get straight into it, man. We're going to get straight into it. Give me a second here. I've got a couple of video ideas that I want to make in the next couple of days as well. And I'm hoping to do. Also, I need to take a day where I do some recording, maybe. I was thinking about making a video, right? Talking about are some of the Wuthering Waves content creators selling falsehoods to potential new Wuthering Waves players at the moment? Because I think there's a couple of content creators out there that are really gassing Wuthering Waves up to be something that it's not. Again, I am somebody that absolutely adores WuWa. I think it's a great game. Have lots of fun with it. But like some people make it out like it's just something it's not, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's not a great look if I'm honest. It's really not a great look. Pardon me. So we might make a video talking about that actually. I don't think it's good for the game. I don't think it's good for the community. And it's just the glazing, just a little bit too much if you ask me. A little bit too much. Like if you listen to some people, everything that they do is perfect. The best modes, the best events, you know, the best story, the best characters, the best balance, the best kits, the best 4 stars, the best 5 stars, the best weapons, the best gear, the best systems. And it's just like, you know, even if you got that preference and it's subjective opinions, but the way some people lay it out as if it's an objective fact, and I just think it's kind of shitty, if I'm honest. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. But yeah, I just think it's something that we might have a little conversation about, because at the moment, I think the glazing in the CC community for Wuthering Waves is off the fucking scale, lads. Off the fucking scale. So I want to have a video talking about that actually. Have a little conversation. Give me a second here. Give me a second. So obviously I want to continue doing my React content because obviously I'm lazy and you know, creatively void, so it's easy for me, you know. But I do want to start making some actual videos. Let's see if people want to see them anyway. If they don't, we don't. We'll just see how it goes. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's get straight into it.
I think FOMO is.
Let's get right into it, shall we? Let's get right into it. Over there. We're going to hop into some WuWa as well in a bit then. Just play some games. Chill out, play some games. All right then. He's hers. I don't know. He's hers. He's his. But is FOMO really present in Wuthering Waves? Video from Glare. I have never checked this person out, but I'm going to drop them a preemptive like. And if you like the video, we're going to drop a sub. Is FOMO really present in Wuthering Waves? For me, obviously, FOMO's always an incredibly subjective manner. It's all about your perception and what you perceive as something that's okay to skip on, worth missing out on, or you genuinely don't want to miss out on it. For me, I do have a bit of FOMO in Wuthering Waves, and it's mainly down to just the good design of characters and my enjoyment of the gameplay loop itself, and kind of like not wanting to miss out in that regard. But I think there's different scales of FOMO. I don't think the game generates FOMO in the same way that some other games do, in a genuine scarcity kind of sense. Now, of course, the banners, premium banners, do have a scarcity to them. But then even then, that could be argued, is it really that scarce? Because we're already at reruns, for better or for worse. We're not going to get into the actual, you know, is that a good thing or a bad thing and why are we at that? We're just specifically talking about that. The fact that we are at reruns has kind of reduced that FOMO a little bit, I guess, because you're expecting potentials of banners coming back quite quick when you miss out on them. Whether that'll stay the same, I don't know. But for me, I do get FOMO with Wuthering Waves, but if it was ran by a different developer, I probably would get a lot more FOMO if the systems were less less generous and designed to make you feel like you're getting the fear of missing out. But let's check this video out anyway then and see what they have got to say then, shall we?
I think FOMO is something that a lot of players get scared of when playing gacha games. And I can say that for myself as well. I played Honkai.
Well, it's in the name, isn't it, really, though? You know, so it makes sense.
I impact third after a 3-3.
Do you know what? I've still yet to play this game. As somebody who really enjoys PGR, and I like Aether, and PGR was kind of Kuro's, version in a sense. Well, this is what people have told me of Honkai Impact Third. It was their take on that sort of gacha genre, that gacha game. I still haven't played it, but I do plan to remedy that soon. We are going to play the game, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it as well.
The 2 to 3 month break, and realizing that I missed a lot of important events really made me not play the game anymore. Same for Genshin.
Yeah, I think as well, when you have a big skip, I suppose it depends on how heavy you get back into the game. For me, whenever I have like quite a large break from a gacha game, I do the FOMO is definitely lessened when you go back, and I think it's because you've realised that it's not a major thing for you because you've already missed out on quite a lot, so that fear is kind of gone because you've faced your fear, so to speak, if that makes sense. I never really had the FOMO with Genshin because I started way behind everybody else. I only started in 2023, so the game was well into its life cycle. Never really had the FOMO for that game. I got it a little bit with Star Rail, but only for select characters. I was happy to miss characters on Star Rail, but I must admit, it's definitely been there for me in Wuthering Waves, for sure. And I feel like potentially in upcoming games, maybe like Nevernis to Evernis and Azure Premilia, it might be there a little bit more so also. But I think once you've missed the game for a while, for me at least anyway, I think it lessens the FOMO.
I played it for about 1 month after returning, and again realizing that I missed so much that I couldn't really keep up with the game anymore. And so I asked myself this question when playing Wuthering Waves, since it's the only gacha game I'm currently playing right now, and it's fun.
I think I'm currently there with Star Rail. For me, Star Rail is a have or have not game anyway, but I feel like I want to go back to Star Rail, but I feel like I've missed out on so much content in the recent months that I just don't know if I've got the desire to try and get back on the horse, if that makes sense. Get back on the wagon, whatever you will, get back into it.
FOMO really present in Wuthering Waves? And if so, how Kuro was able to mitigate it? And so this video is meant to understand if Wuthering Waves truly has FOMO right now, or if it will have in the near future. This video is only meant to spark discussion, since this is coming from only my thoughts alone and not really going deep into research. So
is FOMO a good thing? You could argue, I guess it is, because it drives a desire with the game for you personally, but at the same time, the fact that if you do miss out does suck. But I think for the company, I think to create a sense of fear of missing out is important. It's a part of business, isn't it? You want your customers to have the fear of missing out because it drives people to purchase things that they might not necessarily need at times that they really shouldn't. But that's business, isn't it? That's what you want your customers to do. You want to make them think they need your product.
Please take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, enjoy the video. So ever since Wuthering Waves came out, I always felt like FOMO is sort of present. What I mean by that is that Wuthering Waves, at the end of the day, is a gacha game. And so there has to be some form of FOMO element to it. With new events coming in and out, different kinds of rewards that only players that were able to participate can get. And obviously releasing limited 5-star characters for free, such as Shangli Yao, can make people feel a little bit guilty for not participating earlier. But I think,
you know what, I still haven't built that dude up fully yet. I still haven't built him up, and I know a lot of people are like, what? I just haven't got around to building him up. I really should, because I know he's really good, but I just haven't.
Kuro is trying to mitigate that as much as possible, and I will give you guys a bunch of reasons as to how Kuro was able to do that. And the main reason is that all characters are actually viable. This is something that a lot of gacha games sort of suffer from, and it's that once a really strong character is past its banner, a lot of newer players feel extremely behind in terms of their account progression compared to older players who started the game at launch. But I think Kuro was able to mitigate that by releasing strong characters each patch, or even having really strong characters that are...
I think just the way the combat works in the game as well, because there's such a lot of skill expression, it just allows for more freedom, doesn't it? You know, people who are really good at the game can clear stuff with subpar teams, characters not built up, and even characters are not necessarily the most meta. Of course, you're going to have a little bit more of a difficult time, and there are certain stat checks within the game. That's definitely a thing. But really good players can clear content that other players will just need the meta to do. Whereas in a lot of other gacha games, that's just not the case, especially in your turn-based games. But I feel like when you're going into more nuanced action games, there is definitely a lot more freedom for skill expression to be the main factor in clearing content, isn't it?
Or hard to power creep.
Well, it should be,
Let's take an
well,
example of Verena. I think Verena is the best example of a great anti-FOMO character. She's the best character in the game by far, being played in literally every single team in the game. But also, she is available in the standard banner where everyone can be able to access her. Even with the
really, everybody should really have a Verena in their account, to be fair. And she is top tier. I know there's some people who prefer Boiji. You know, some people say, like, you know, Shorekeeper's benched her. And she has kind of been benched for me by Shorekeeper at the moment, but it's just because Shorekeeper's new. I'm enjoying her ult. I'm enjoying the buffs. It's really nice to play with. Verena is always going to be an S-tier character, in my opinion. She is just... she's kind of the goat to the game, in my opinion.
The release of Shorekeeper, she was always able to be extremely useful in every situation. I think even more than Shorekeeper in most aspects. And I think Kuro has done a great job in doing that, releasing really good characters at the start of the game, which allowed a lot of newer players to get and be able to catch up. In terms of DPS characters,
it's true, the original roster was pretty freaking decent, wasn't it, actually? Well, actually, very good, to be fair. Yeah, he's right on that.
A lot of people can say Rover is an extremely great pick that can boost your account significantly. Not only are they F2P, but also FOMO proof, where he...
Yeah, the Rover is good. I just don't enjoy playing as a Rover, if I'm honest. It's kind of like Tauchi, you know, another character like that and it's like Baiji, actually. I understand that Baiji can be really good in what she does, but I just find her a bit cumbersome. And I just don't like playing with that. It's kind of the same thing for me with the Rover.
He is almost viable in every element. And obviously the list can go on and on about other characters, but
hopefully
I think
the next
these
attributes,
two are the best. Because Rover is not only really, really good, but also, again, really easy to access and really easy to get his dupes. And he does a lot of damage for no reason. But what if you really want these specific limited characters that are no longer available right now? Such as Jinlin, Jian, Changli, or Zhenqi. Well, rerun are always available in gacha games, but it doesn't really solve the issue, since rerun might not happen until months after release, which could prove to be bothersome for some players. That's why I think that FOMO is still present in the game, but, you know, sort of present, since a lot of great characters are always available for you to get. But if you want specific characters, then it's gonna be harder for you to, you know, to wait for these characters to come out. Again, the idea of power creep can also be talked about with FOMO, since...
Yeah, I think it's just to a lesser extent in this game, the FOMO, for me personally, where it comes from is just the desire to get the characters, because from a content side of things, the roster that I've got now is perfectly capable of clearing content, and I would imagine will probably good for clearing content for a decent amount of time in the future, unless something drastically changes and we do get insane power creep and the meta shifts within the game, which is entirely possible and probably likely at some point. But for me, for the foreseeable future, I feel like I could never pull another character now for the next 6 months and probably still be more than fine. Where the FOMO comes in for me, it's just great character design and really fun gameplay. And I think that's what Kuro do really well, because if they didn't do that, this game would really not do well at all. Just because, like, the ease to get stuff in the game is, you know, it's really generous in that regard, isn't it? You know what I mean? And the quality of the characters that you get at the start of the game, you don't need new characters to clear content. It's more of a want, if I'm honest. And other games necessitate the need a lot more. So it's kind of a different kind of FOMO for me, personally.
These characters might get overshadowed by others, but this can be talked about in another video, or you can speak your thoughts in the comments down below if you want to. The other reason how Kuro is able to mitigate FOMO is through double drop rerun. And this is something that a lot of gacha games don't do at all for some reason. And I think this is the best way to get players hooked into a gacha game where grinding for resources is essential and where they can't fear on missing out on big rewards. Basically, Basically, what Kuro does is in every phase of an update, they release a double drop event where players can just grind for their needed resources and get double drops out of it. As of right now, there isn't any exclusive resource like crowns in Genshin where you need to participate in a specific event to boost your characters even more, which is great. But releasing double drops event in every patch is the best way to deal with FOMO in gacha games, in my opinion. And I think Kuro is doing a great job about it. Not only it can help returning players catch up to their grind, but also give newer players an edge to be able to complete and level up their favorite characters so they can catch up to everything that Kuro has offered them.
Yeah, one thing I'll say as well, I think Wuthering Waves gives a really good new player experience in regards to getting where you want to be. And I think it's probably at the best point it's ever been now. You know, if you're coming in as a new player, you've got so much content to get through. You've got so many ways to level your roster up and like power through stuff. They do a really good job of that, actually.
In this patch, I think this amount of consideration that this gacha game company gives is crazy and should be addressed, since, you know, a lot of people don't give it as much credit. Not only that, but they also give out something called Wuthering Exploration, where they grant players really high rewards by doing very easy tasks, like finishing your dailies or raiding farmable.
What was it now? The total for this, was it like something like, was it like 2 million in total? The shell credits, ridiculous amount. I think it was, wasn't it? Looking at it, yeah, around about 2 million.
I was able to finish this and managed to get Whispering Cores so I can level up my characters. I was actually about to run out since I haven't had the time to explore and fight mobs around the area, and so the fact that Kuro did that,
I need to do some more mimicking.
Again, this shows that even though FOMO is still a thing in gacha games, Kuro really tries to lower it as much as possible, as they can make sure their players, new or old, can be able to experience the game to its.
I think as well, the plan is for Kuro is to try and allow the gameplay and the characters to create the FOMO. That's what it feels like anyway. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like they're trying to potentially play the long game with Wuthering Waves, is to get people in with the not so much the promise, but the idea that there's plenty to be had here. You got a good selection of original characters that are going to be able to clear majority of the stuff in the game, if not all, well, all of the stuff in the game. You're going to be able to definitely get yourself some premium characters off the bat as well when you first start the game. And if you're playing the game semi-regularly, you're going to be able to hit banners here and there as well and get yourself premium 5 stars, as well as copies of your 4 stars and obviously new 4 stars that are coming soon. So yeah, I feel like they're going to pull people in like that. And then maybe things will switch up a little bit later where genuine FOMO will come in a little bit more. But it's how they've got to be careful if they do bait and switch us in that regard. It's got to be really gently, and it's got the needle's got to move on ever so slightly over a period of time, hasn't it? Because if they try and pull it too quick, people are going to get pissed, and rightfully so. But I think they're playing the long game in that sense, to try and bring people in with quality and hope that they'll stick around, and then, you know, those people turn into having the fear of missing out because they've got an attachment to the game, rather than just the, oh, I've got to get this, otherwise I'm not going to be able to clear the content, or I'm going to be dropping out the meta, so to speak. I definitely feel like that is kind of lacking in Wuthering Waves. Now, that probably will change over time. You know, metas change and all that sort of stuff, and it probably will be a game of you're definitely going to need the haves, or you're going to want to be in the haves rather than the have-nots. But I feel at the moment, you can totally be in the have-nots in this game and still clear the content, as long as you practice at the game and you've got decent skill expression. You'll be fine.
Fullest and catch.
And a lot of gacha games don't have that, do they? They just don't.
Kuro was able to offer. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you find it relatable, or you know, you liked it or you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like and subscribe if you obviously enjoyed. One more thing that I wanted to note is that this week is going to be really there's going to be a lot of things that I needed to do for university, and so there might not be as much videos as before, but obviously this might be wrong because I really like doing videos. So if that.
Yeah, your priorities right, bro. He's going to be like, nah, actually, WuWa's first this week. WuWa's coming first.
Would not happen, then, yeah, I'm going to keep uploading videos like usual. But there might be a chance where I might miss like a day or something like that. But that's pretty much it. So it's a small announcement.
All right, okay, yeah. Is FOMO really present in Wuthering Waves? Personally, for me, yes. But I think if I looked at it from maybe a more objective point of view, which I think is kind of impossible to do, but I'm going to try and do it anyway, I don't think so much. Of course, it's a gacha game. There's always going to be FOMO. But as I said, with the characters you get from the start of the game and what you'll be able to get from just playing through the main story in terms of your selectors and all that sort of stuff at the start, you're going to have a roster that's more than capable of clearing everything in the game. And if you're playing it regularly, you're going to get enough asteroids to pull on premium banners here and there. Obviously not every one because you're free to play. And you're going to be able to get a decent amount of premium characters as well. So in regards to clearance and meta, and in that regard, I don't think there's much FOMO in this game at all. Where the FOMO comes from me is quality in terms of character designs, how fun they are, and just and enjoyment. I think that's where the FOMO comes in Wuthering Waves. And for me, that's the right kind of FOMO. It might not be the most profitable FOMO, because obviously if you can't clear something, people are probably more than likely to open the wallet because they're like, well, I'm just going to have to get this so I can get past this, where you don't really have that so much in this game, and other games do. But I feel like it's the right one because it feels more satisfying, because it's like, I really want to get that character, and there's more enjoyment in it for me, rather than you get cock blocked, you get stat checked, you're getting DPS checked, and it's like, right, I just don't have the right meta here, but if I have this character, I'm going to be able to clear these really easy. And it doesn't have that, and I'm glad. Will it always be the same? We don't know. But yeah, it does have FOMO, but I think in a different way. Let me know what you think. Does Wuthering Waves have FOMO? Do you see it as a slightly different kind of FOMO to other games? Or is it just your standard gacha stuff? Let me know. It was a good video though, man. It was a good video. Should definitely check that dude out. I like it. I like it. Ooh, do you know what I wanted to have a little look at here? Actually, there's another one. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, where's it gone? Oh, what's the dude's channel name now? Can I look in my history? Oh, I've probably watched so many videos since then, though. I probably won't be able to find you. It was a WuWa mod video, actually. Somebody had been doing some Wuthering Waves mods, and I wanted to show you guys. Here we go. So 50-50 with the FOMO thing in Wuthering Waves. Yeah, I think it's I think for me, it definitely hits a little bit different. Like I say, I feel like it's a quality thing for me, and I'm not even glazing WuWa in that regard. So just like the characters seem so cool. Like, you know, for me, Camellia just looks dope. Want to get her because of the way she looks, really. You know what I mean? Sure, keep up more of a kit, you know. Characters like Changli, the way she looked. Jinsei, you know, it was how fun she looked to play. Like, where rather than being like, I've got to have these characters, otherwise I'm not getting past this particular part of the game, or it's going to be a real pain in the ass to get through it. And I like that about Wuthering Waves, I do. All right. I want to show you guys this because I saw it pop up on my feed yesterday, and I was like, I need to check this out. I need to show people on stream. Wuthering Waves X Transformers is real. Changli got a new ride again. WoJu mods. Wuthering Waves 1.3 mods. Obviously, you never want to really be modding your account, guys, because it can get you banned. But hey, I'm okay to watch other people do it because they look kind of cool. Changli looking kind of badass. I think I'd prefer it to keep a normal hair, though. But some of the mods we've seen for Zenly Zone Zero are actually pretty cool. And, you know, sometimes it's just some good food for thought in regards to, like, oh, what kind of skins would you like to see? Because you actually get a visual representation of somebody else's ideas and be like, oh, maybe not that, but I kind of like some of the ideas. Let's check it out then. And this is from WoJu. I think that's what they do. They do mod videos. I don't know if they do some for other games as well, but we'll have a little look. Let's check it out then. You know what, though? Okay. Okay. I kind of like the look, actually. I'm kind of feeling the hair colour, if I'm honest. I'm not going to lie. Was that the Inferno Rider just turning into Bumblebee? I think I could still see the Inferno Rider, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, okay. So it's literally just a frame per over it, isn't he? But, you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Kind of jank. Kind of jank, though. What the hell, dudes? It's flipping hard. Like, I've heard some people actually talking about, oh, man, it'd be so cool if you could mod. And it would be cool. Don't get me wrong. It would be cool. And I've heard some people say, well, it's not going to affect the game. It would really, wouldn't it? Because if you can make the character that you've got now look a bunch of different ways, you know, give them different variations of skins, totally change what they look like, you're probably less likely to pull on other characters, are you? You know, obviously, like I said, we was talking in the previous video regarding FOMO within Wuthering Waves, and I don't think WuWa has a meta FOMO at the moment in regards you need to get stuff for certain content or to clear certain stuff. It's more for desire, and it would kill a lot of desire for a lot of people if they could just make characters look better than potential upcoming characters, if you get what I mean. So I can understand gacha games not wanting mods, but it would be kind of cool though at the same time. That does look hella jank though. I think it would look a little bit better on Changli as well if her dress wasn't so like vibrant. It's almost like glowing, isn't it? I'm kind of feeling the hair colour though, if I'm honest. Oh, I just clocked the glider mod as well. Because this is a thing that I've been asking for in the game for quite a while that I'd happily pay for, or if they threw into the past, you know, into the podcast. Different glider skins. I can't understand why we haven't got that yet, because it's kind of a minor thing. But there was part of me, you know, when we first saw Changli and we kept seeing her messing with her umbrella, I was like, ooh, I wonder if she's going to potentially release with a skin for gliders as well, because would have been the perfect thing to do for Changli, if I'm honest, is to bring an umbrella skin glider into the game for people to buy. Okay, this is for Halloween. Or is it like a gargoyle? Yes. Okay, so it's actually changed the Inferno Rider you're fighting against as well. Okay, I just noticed actually it isn't just the Inferno Rider underneath. He has kind of got like Bumblebee colour scheme, hasn't he? And like looks like metallic parts over him as well. I want to see him get off his bike and see what it looks like. Who the hell was that? Was that Zhang Li Yao? Okay, all right. I kind of like that for sure, Keeper. I'm not gonna lie. I need to be able to see it properly. So this isn't a max out account, but this isn't a brand new account either. And man, you are really, like, you know, when it comes to the mods of these, obviously, it depends if, like, I guess their anti-cheat picks up on it. I'm assuming this is why they've got this down here to maybe cover the UID. It feels like a risky thing to do, though. I suppose, well, it's not going to be, well, it could be free to play, I guess. I can't really quite see that Zhang Li Yao skin, but it kind of looks dope. Is it a pirate skin? It almost looks like One Piece, kind of. Pierce through the stars. Oh, actually, that looks kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. That actually looks kind of badass. Dude, that looks kind of dope, doesn't it? Through the stars. Okay, that looks cool now. That does look cool now. That looks way better than when he's in the car form. That looks really cool. And the Shorekeeper in the maid outfit. Oh, she's even got the colour palette on her effects as well. Just noticed that. I think the only thing going wrong with that, I kind of like the Changli outfit. I think it's just that it's the colours don't feel, I don't know how to describe it. They feel a little bit too vibrant to be on the dress almost, but I'm not against the actual look, if I'm honest. What's that sword she's got? So this is what I was talking about. So we get a good idea here, really, looking at this. You know, when we was speaking about skins, how they're going to do skins. Are they going to do them like full-on coatings where the attacks, you know, the effects, the VFX actually are changed? Because this looks really cool, actually, with Chang Li's effects in yellow. Like, just imagine all the different colours you could have. You know, like, I'm just thinking of, like, I don't know, like Jian with, like, a red dragon or something like that. Like, you know, just a colour swap in regards to some of the VFX would be dope. And that wouldn't even be a major thing, if I'm honest. Like, I would like to see, if we're paying for skins, though, you know, like, the VFX to actually look different as well. Or maybe give you options, kind of like how it is with Valorant. Like, say you get the skin, and maybe you can pay a little bit of extra in-game stuff to, like, unlock, right, this comes with this set of visual effects. Or you can just switch back to the standard effects and have the skin on. Or you can switch back to the standard effects with a different colour palette as well. That'd be kind of cool. You know, just give you a bit of freedom, like. It's a shame, man, the car's blocking everything, though. They need to get, like, some Bumblebee audio in there as well.
Be reduced to cinders.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's have a look at this here. Hover pumpkin, hover druid. Let's have a look at this.
Welcome home, my shorekeeper, you say. I'm shining bright and will never fade away. Thank you, my star.
That's kind of cool, actually. Dress is clipping in and out. See, little things like this, man, like, they could make banking just throwing things. You can't tell me, obviously you want it to look a little bit better, you can't tell me people wouldn't be willing to, like, maybe potentially use some asteroids for stuff like this, or, like, straight up in-game currency, or just straight up currency for little things like this to be added into the game, you know, just little holiday themed stuff, a Halloween droid shooter, a Halloween style glider, whatever, you know what I mean? Little creatures that just follow you around, like, kind of like pets in, like, an MMO. I'd be down for that. Like, you take my money, you know. Don't get me wrong, if I was paying for it, I'd want it to look better. Not gonna lie, it's just a mod. But still, it's kind of cool to think about. Now that looks dope. Showkeeper's showing a lot of flesh. I do really like that, actually. I do like the droid shooter as a pumpkin. And they, like, again, these are little things, like, just all these little things that I've never really thought about that you could just have little skins for in the game. And again, things, little pets and stuff as well. I think, you know, I'm a sucker for that stuff anyway, though, you know what I mean? I've got no impulse control, so I'd be buying that stuff straight away, I would. I like it. Is that Boy G? Nico made mod housekeeper. Is this this is for Shorekeeper, yeah? Or is that Jinsey? That's Boy G, yeah. See, like, personally for me, these sorts of skins I wouldn't necessarily want, because I want kind of just cool looking skins, if I'm honest. But just the idea, you know, of having, obviously it's a mod, but just the idea of having this sort of stuff in the game and a variety of it, I'd probably happily buy the lot, if I'm honest. It depends on the price, of course. If it was at a reasonable price, I'd try and get the lot. Because I am a fan of skins and stuff in game, you know. I love to buy skins in stuff like Valorant. I love being out because sometimes you're just in a different mood when you're playing a game. And for me, it's a big thing, just switching the look up of a character. I know for a lot of people, it don't mean anything, but, you know, personally for me.
Never say goodbye. With every step she's leading the way.
I really do think, I like that, I really do think a glider skin, I've been saying it since day one, I think it should have happened by now, personally. Is that fucking Iron Man, bro? Hover Man, Hover Droid, Iron Man mod. So that's... What the hell? Okay, that's a little bit over the top. So yeah, Hover Droid is literally Iron Man. Okay, alright. We're getting a bit crazy now. Still kind of sick, though. I do like that color palette though. That's one thing I really liked about March. I like that white, blue fade to pink. I like that palette on characters. Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, all right, let's check this out. You've got me. You've got me. IG fans will be enjoying this, I think. That's wild. Iron Man mod for the droid, the hover droid. That's crazy. I'm not mad about it though. Covers half the freaking screen though. Hey, look, oh, exactly. Jeez, I've just clocked it as well. The glider. This is what I was saying when Chang Li came in. This would have been perfect for a glider skin, wouldn't he? He just felt like when they kept showing off Chang Li with a little umbrella, in my head, I was like, I wonder if we're going to get some glider skins when Chang Li releases. I just, because for me as well, obviously, we're still early on in the game, and this sort of stuff might come. I do get a lot of people say that to me. So I'm like, I'll give you a chance, man. I can't help myself. I'm impatient, right? But glider skins, like, I just don't know why it hasn't happened yet. And just multiple options of customization. Like, I think they would make so much money from that. You know, they could have like straight up premium skins that you buy. They're a little bit more expensive. They're like fully fledged skin. They've gone all out. You know, there's VFX that comes with it. And like I said, you get a skin, say you get Chang Li, like we just saw just, and she's just yellow, you know, whatever. Say she's got a yellow style to her. And you can have it with a new VFX that comes with the design. Or you can go with the standard VFX from Chang Li, how she is now. Like, you could just switch these on the fly. Or you could have the standard with a different colour switch. Like, that sort of stuff. Like, I feel like they could make so much money because they could have that as a premium thing you could just buy straight up. Then they could have stuff in-game that you can maybe just purchase with asteroids, potentially. Or you could use asteroids to buy the premium one. Asteroids or cash. And then they could have stuff in the battle pass as well, in the podcast, which would make more people want to buy that as well, I think. You know, they could even add little, you know, into the monthly, the Lunite pass, it's $4.99. They could just, you know, like the hover droid skin. If they just chuck something like that in there as well, I think more people would want to buy that as well. Because I'm like, man, I get 300 Lunite, which turns into 300 asteroids, and I get 90 asteroids a day, and I get a little hover droid skin as well for a $5. Yeah, I'm spending that. I feel like a lot of people would do that. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a filthy consumer, you know? I like looking at these sort of videos, though, because it's like, obviously in your head you can think about skins and stuff, but you can kind of envision the sort of stuff that you can have in the game. Of course, don't get me wrong, I don't want freaking Iron Man as my hover droid gun, and I don't necessarily want skins that necessarily look like this, but I wouldn't be against some skins that look like this, along with some really cool skins as well that are a little bit more in keeping with the character. You know, some fan servicey skins, and they had a massive variety of them. I'd be here for that. I'd definitely be here for that. But it just gives you an idea of all the little cool things you can have, you know what I mean? Like, it just reminded me, I forgot that I really wanted glider skins. I never even thought of hover droid skins. You know, like, you could have, like, little pets. It'd be so cool. As well, do you think we'll ever get a a property in this game. You know, kind of like you have in Terra Fantasy and some other games where you can have a property and you can like maybe do it up a little bit like in PGR. You know, where you'll have an apartment and you can maybe unlock stuff in the apartment to do. I think that'd be kind of cool as well. All right, Neo. How's it going, fella? Okay, all right. Let's have a look at this one as well.
Take 4.
Okay, Chang Lee's actually riding the bike. All right, okay, I'm here for it.
Take 4.
Again, looks a little bit jank, but you know what?
Take 4.
Have you got anything that's just showing off any other parts of the skin? Is it just the, Okay, alright. Okay, yeah, I'm here for some of this stuff. Again, looking outside the mods, because these are, like, fun. You know, oh, actually, Chang Li is the Inferno Rider there as well. Looking outside the mods, it's fun. But, you know, man, give me skins in the game. I never even thought of Hover Droid, skins as well. That'd be cool, that would actually. Glider skins, the lot. I'm here for it, man. Kuro, take my money, please. Put it in the game, and I'll happily open up wide for you. That sounded a bit wrong, but I will. I will. Whichever way you want, I'm here for it. Okay, all right, promise. Let me know what you. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. Yo, guys, if you're watching on YouTube as well, be sure to drop a like on the stream. It's very much appreciated. So we got Bumblebee in Wuthering Waves, and we've got a Shorekeeper as a mate. I'm here for that. I'm here for it. YouTube have changed like is it me or like has everybody else got like this kind of update on YouTube where like the notification buttons change? It's like solid red with black now, and like this all looks a little bit more pink. You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with this? Cost of Genshin just in production alone is $1 billion US plus. Really? Really? Are we just talking, and you're not even talking about my, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. I was just reading someone's comment on my video. I don't know about that. You know? I sounded totally wrong, didn't he? $1 billion? Nah, I don't believe that. Hey, I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't believe that, though. Where's all that cash gone? Like, I feel like initially, Wuthering Waves probably cost a couple of $100 million to make. Initially. And then, actually, nah. I don't know. Maybe I get. No, I don't think so. I'm probably thinking more along the lines of like half a bill, 600 million, something like that. Am I tripping? Maybe. I suppose over 4 years could have built up, but that seems excessive to me. That seems a little bit excessive, if I'm honest. Just a little bit, if you ask me. Just a little bit. What do you guys reckon? A bill? Really? Had a really big scare yesterday. Thankfully, got cleared up. Google disabled my WuWa email for no reason. Oh, really? Oh, shit. You got that sorted then. Fuck. That's not good. What, have you just got like a separate email for Wuthering Waves, have you, or something? Yeah, don't blame you, dude. Don't blame you. So yeah, as I said, I think I'm going to try and work on that video maybe tomorrow. Maybe title it, Are Wuthering Waves content creators selling falsehoods to potential new players? And just talk about it, you know? I'm sure you've all seen the titles, you know what I mean? And just talk about like the gassing up of the game at the moment. And as somebody who loves the game, you know what I mean? I definitely think there's some hyper glazing going on at the moment. Not to make it like, well, I suppose it kind of is a drama video, I guess, but you know, just to be critical, because I think for me, we're critical of the game. I like to be critical of things because things I like. I think it's important to be critical, but I think sometimes we've got to turn the mirror on ourselves, haven't we? And reflect on some of the shit we're doing as content creators. Without, like, I ain't going to be attacking anybody like this guy's just a complete and fucking wanker. But, you know, actually, like, try and talk about it from a content perspective. Yeah, I did it for the re-roll. Remember, it's completely separate from... Oh, okay. All right. What was the reason why they was going to do that? All right, then, let's...
Again, yo.
All right, then. Okay. This might be bait. Gamba AJ, Kuro Games makes Genshin players mad with Wuthering Waves. Have they really? You know, I feel like if you're getting mad at Wuthering Waves, then maybe you need to maybe play Wuthering Waves or not play the game that you've been playing that the new game's making you mad. I don't know if this is true, but let's have a look.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy AJ, back at it again with another video. And in today's video, we need to talk about the Genshin fans, not really the Hoyo fans, just the Genshin fans, their toxic hate towards Wuthering Waves, and how Kuro just keeps doing stuff that Hoyoverse is not, and therefore that's what's leading these Genshin fans to always be mad at.
Okay, all right. I think people like that, though, you should just ignore. You know what I mean? I think if you're genuinely getting mad at another game and you're playing a different game and you're not mad at the developer of the game you're playing because it's not getting the things that the game that you're mad at is getting, you should just ignore those people. There's no point even acknowledging them, really, if you ask me.
Wuthering Waves at the Kuro community.
Because they obviously lack critical thinking, you know?
Make sure you hit a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're trying to get to 10K.
That top comment's funny. Gian the GOAT. By the way, don't scroll down too far. We've got WuWa haters down there. They're pretty diabolical, if you ask me. Oh, the Gachi Space cracks me up, man. I love
you guys
it.
for keeping the lights on this channel. We're trying to be the top Wuthering Waves creator in this space. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So recently, about 18 hours ago, guys, Kuro Games puts out a community post. It was on their Twitter, it's on their YouTube, right? It's called "The Prevailing Night Descends in Wake of Gentle Rainfall, and a Fresh Journey is Poised to Unfold." Hashtag Wuthering Waves. Simple, nice post, basically about General Gian, right? Showing off the nice artwork that it has, and obviously you see some of the comments down here, right? And I just want to highlight two comments, and then we'll talk about why, and then we'll lead into these other tabs and what I'm talking about.
The comment section showing the Hoyoverse has the most toxic, obnoxious fandom. I don't think it does. You know, there is outside of gaming, you know, there's some seriously toxic fandoms, and inside gaming as well. I think it showed itself to be pretty obnoxious, though.
Gian the GOAT, by the way, don't scroll down too far. We've got WuWa haters down there. They're pretty diabolical, if you ask me. This comment says, the comment section showing the Hoyoverse has the most obnoxious or toxic obnoxious fandom.
It's all right, Gamba. I'll struggle with words too.
And I can't even scroll down all the way, guys, in time, because we'd be wasting so much time, basically, trying to find these comments, because probably how many of these comments were disliked and put down in the gutter, basically. But
well, no, let's see them. Let's see them.
what I find funny is the timing of this entire situation, because when you look at it, right, we talked about in the former video before, you know, I've talked about it.
Okay, like, I don't know what we're going into here, but I will say, I think we should look at them, because you see this sometimes. You see it on Twitter with trends, and you see it in comment sections of people saying, you know, a specific thing like that. Oh, the haters on this particular thing are out in force today, or all the crazies in this particular community are out in force today. And then you spend a bit of time scrolling through, and you're like, I'm not seeing any of those people, just the people talking about those people, if that makes sense. And you're like, where are these guys? I'm not saying they don't exist. We've all seen it. I've been in this space, you know. We know they're there. But like, I definitely think that's a thing sometimes. I want to see the posts, man. I want to see the posts. Maybe we'll have a look at the posts ourselves in a minute, see if we can find them.
Saying it talked about it, other creators, right? Basically, yeah, the whole leaks thing is banned, but I find funny is at the end, towards the end of the post, right? This last paragraph was about, hey, there's a new area that's coming out. It was a collaborative effort. Basically, they're saying, and a lot of you guys told me in the comment section below, so thank you guys for even enlightening me or telling me how they designed this area, essentially, is that Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games, right, essentially took all the criticism, all the feedback, all the complaints we probably had about some of the maps or some of the areas that they've been releasing, right? Maybe some people said it was too empty, maybe XYZ, whatever, probably a complaint you had. They took all that into consideration, and they're gonna soon reveal eventually, we don't know when, guys, but eventually, I would say it's pretty soon that's gonna come up, that they're gonna show off this brand new area, this brand new map that's gonna look really amazing, really cool.
It's like, I'm getting, it's not a worry, get my words out, it's not a worry, but we've had Mount Firmament, we've had the Black Shores, we're potentially getting this area. It's making me think now, the more people talk about it, it's not the new nation, which I'm fine with, but I've also got a bit of a worry that if we have too many let's just call them sub-nations, you know, where we'll go back to the Genshin comparison here of, you have your different nations in Genshin. Now, they might be just doing things differently, which is fine, but I'm just curious. So, we got the initial map. That was the initial nation in the game. Big map, lots to explore. Then we got Mount Firmament, which is kind of like a little, it's basically like a DLC map if you go back to old school games, you know what I mean? It's a lot smaller. It's not as big as the full game. It's a DLC almost, isn't it? You know what I mean? You get an extra little bit of story. There's not so much there, though. And we've got the same with the Black Shores as well. Although the Black Shores probably feels like there's a bit more going on, but it's a different design, isn't it? It's got separate sections to it as well. And is this next area going to be kind of like that? And my worry is if we get a lot of those kind of areas, if we do go to a big other nation, which I'm assuming that's how the game's going to work, I just worry that maybe it's going to potentially water down that new nation if we keep having all these multiple subsections of these nations, where I wouldn't mind waiting a little bit for another area and it to be a little bit more to it rather than spending time on creating these little separate areas. But hey, if they could do both, then I'll be even more happy. Just curious,
they're
just
basically
thought popped into my head, like, you know what I mean?
One of the things, if you heard me say in multiple videos before, Kuro Games just doesn't listen to just what CN.
It's like, as well, I was thinking, because I said this when we initially reacted to this, like, is this, the way they worded it, I was thinking, is this literally just a reaction to the community and they're creating something, new that wasn't specifically, that wasn't actually working on prior to that, maybe? I'm just pulling this all out my ass, if I'm honest. And there was part of me thinking maybe it's got something to do with the potential PvP that people have been talking about. If you want to go and look for that, you can. And how the PvP will work. It could, I guess, kind of. But it would be weird to have a whole new area just for PvP. That wouldn't make sense, if I'm honest, really. So, yeah, probably stupid point.
And has to say they listen to global, and that is a huge thing, because that's why when you never want to say a game is perfect. Wuthering Waves is a very good game, and they always need to improve on something. One of the analogies I like to use is, you take a superhero, for example. Superman year 1 is not the same Superman from year 10. Kuro Games in year 1 is probably not going to be the same Kuro Games in year 2, and what I mean by that is a positive. They're probably going to improve on so many different things, and I can't wait to see the future of this game. What I find funny is, though, it really comes, these Genshin hate comments come to everybody. Whenever I post a new video, even when it was on the revenue charts, guys, the Wuthering Waves community was supportive of what I was saying and stuff like that, and there was a lot of support there. That video had 40.
Okay. I'm scrolling through the video. Are we genuinely not gonna, are we making a video saying that Kuro Games makes Genshin players mad? Where's the Genshin players that are mad, apart from some people saying that Genshin players are mad?
40K views, right? But there's also a lot of hate watching, and that's predominantly coming from the not the Wuthering Waves, excuse me, guys. Sorry, you guys are always super kind. The Genshin community, because
this is, I like Gamba, I do, I like him. But this is sort of the stuff I'm talking about with, the glazing in the space. This idea that everything's all honky-dory in Wuthering Waves land, and it's all roses, and, everybody's la la la, You know what I mean? Everybody's like, and it's, oh, look over there, and it's like the clouds and the thunder, and that's Genshin land, that is. You know? And then you look back, and it's all like, woo! I just don't buy this, man. You know? I just feel like it's a, you know, the smoke that's blown up the community's ass, and the game's ass sometimes is a little bit nauseating for me.
The Genshin community, or at least the vocal ones, cannot stand that Wuthering Waves still exists, and it's doing something that Hoyoverse will not do, which is listen to players, listen to criticisms, listen to feedback.
Because like, as somebody who can be critical, anybody who watches my content, I can be. I definitely can see that, and not just for me, I've seen other content creators who can be critical sometimes. There is a part of the Wuthering Waves community that has this toxic positivity trait to them, that everything is massively amazing. It's the best of the best. Co-op's the best. Characters the best. 4-stars are the best. Weapons are the best. Balance is the best. You know, gameplay's the best. Story's the best. And then when people step out of the line and actually question it and say, actually, I don't know if that is necessarily the best in that particular way, it gets a little bit heated, you know. And it's not that deep, because none of it's that deep, really, if you ask me. It don't bother me that much. But I definitely do think, like, you know, that is one of the negative parts of the community. And I feel like sometimes it's a little bit ignored for the sake of placating sometimes, if you ask me.
Feedback, and that is ultimately the funniest thing ever. I'm excited to see what Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves' anniversary looks like. I can't wait to see the rewards. I can't wait to see what they cook up, what the patch even looks like, because I know damn near or damn well, guys, that this patch, that the anniversary patch for Wuthering Waves, is going to be very exciting, very talked about, and very enjoyable. And I know it's probably going to start some controversy between the Genshin fans heavy, and I find it funny that Genshin fans can try to dodge.
It's like, at the minute, I feel like, I'm not saying there is some people in the Genshin community, don't get me wrong, it's Genshin or die, but I definitely feel at the moment it's the CCs who are kind of fanning the flames more than the community themselves. Like, I think when Wuthering Waves initially came out, I think a lot of, especially spenders and people who've invested all their time into it and just having a bias, were maybe a little bit threatened by Wuthering Waves, but I think a lot of those people who had that toxicity to them have used the revenue numbers, even though that for me doesn't matter to the quality of a game, as a way to calm themselves. I'm like, hey, it don't matter now, that, hey, whatever, it is what it is kind of thing. I feel like at the moment the CCs are banging the drums of war more than anything in regards to like pitting the communities against each other, because it gets views, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't see the community all being that like mad about things recently, in my opinion. I just don't.
On Wuthering Waves as much as they want, but it's what they're on 5.0, guys. This is their 5.0 reward. I'll always go back to this and say it.
See, again, like, look, for me, this is Gamba doing this here. Like, I'm not saying those comments weren't in that comment section, but we haven't seen it in the video. He hasn't provided that, so I can only go off what he's provided us. And he's showing more that, like, he seems mad that some other people are saying that Genshin players are mad without the Genshin players actually being shown to be mad. Now he's kind of like throwing shade at Genshin. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. I definitely feel like that's a thing that's going on a little bit in the CC space. And it seems more so on the Wuthering Waves side of things, where, like, you know, people are like, you know what? I'm hankering for a bit of a scrap here. Let's go. And then they just start firing shit at Genshin. You know what I mean?
It's so goofy, and I'd be so mad if I played a gacha game like that and they said, here's your anniversary reward, one of these characters.
And don't get me wrong, I will call out Genshin a lot because I think it's fair. But I think sometimes people don't want to give it credit where credit's due as well, especially in the content space. I think it's because they've nailed their flag to a post in videos, and it's there, and they're kind of they have to keep feeling like they've got to back it up in some regard.
Not any of the 2.0 characters, not any
saying
of the
Gamba
3.0
specifically done
characters,
that.
right? That would have even been more satisfying. No, we're just going to give you standard banner characters still after 5.0. Do you know how much of a slap in the face that is to your player base, to your community? And these Genshin fans still enjoy this slop.
That's true.
Come to us, right? And it's so great. Look at the irony. Look at the post below, guys. This is their free character, Aloy, one of the worst units in the game that you can't even get eidolons or copies for the character. Literally trash. What did the Kuro community reward us with? For almost nothing? Oh, they gave us a free Zhangliao who is in OP. He is
Genos.
OP. He destroys the game. One of the best electric units. And they just said, oh yeah, guys, have fun with one-armed Genos, you know what I mean, Iron Man hybrid over here, shooting lasers, slowing down time, everything like that. This Kuro Games, shout out to them. And the other thing that's going to make these Genshin fans mad, guys, and be expecting the toxicity more from them coming soon, is when we got an update.
Do you know what I can't wait for though, as well? Which, and I'm not accusing Gamba of this here, but I can't wait for, because there is some glazing going on, and I feel like there's some glazing going on for reasons of hoping that potential future partnership programs, you know, sponsor things like this, you know, with Kuro come up. And I can't wait to see from certain creators, again, not specifically calling out Gamba here, don't get into them, and to see, you know, if the energy keeps the same kind of thing. Because I've seen it in the past with some content creators who have glazed particular games, and then they've kind of been ignored by the publisher and the developer, and then it's like, oh, that's it then. Fuck them guys. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see that.
And news on the Game Awards. Yes, you guys wanted to also know about the Game Awards update, and I'm telling you guys here now. So they finally updated their website. The Game Awards, December 12th, Peacock trailer, Los Angeles, right? 51 days until the live show where Jeff Keighley hosts them. And there are these categories, which, and this was the big one that HSR won the year before. That's what basically they gave out that doctor ratio, you know what I mean? Because they won this one. This is the one that has the most eyeballs on here. This is the big award that everybody kind of.
If Wuthering Waves does get into like a mobile game, what do we think? Think it'll win? Think it'll win? I think it could well deserve to win personally, and I'd like to see it win. I don't think it will though. I've got a feeling potentially it could be something like, you know, like AFK Journey, or like something like Monopoly again, or potentially Zenly Zone Zero. If I'm honest, I feel like WuWa deserves to be in there though. It definitely deserves to be in with a shout, that's for sure.
Kinda looks at, right, and sees what's good, what's not, and whenever something wins an award, it can influence people into being like, hey, was that game actually good? Maybe I should try that, and stuff like that. I know what's gonna make them irritated was when the mobile game categories come up. And Wuthering Waves will definitely be in here because the mobile game awards happen, right? And Wuthering Waves is in a lot of those categories. So when Wuthering Waves is in these categories, right? When Genshin fans see this, right? They're going to be so upset that their competitor, who is putting out constant amazing patch after amazing patch, and I'll tone down the glaze, guys. I wouldn't say amazing patch, but very good patches. I still do love 1.3, right?
I'm glad he was self-aware of the glazing that's going on in this video, because this is some serious glazing, you know. And hey, again, I've got nothing against biases. I'm biased. We're all biased. If you try and tell yourself or other people that I'm not biased, it's like, yeah, all right, mate, you're talking out your ass, because we've all got them, conscious or subconscious. And that's not a bad thing. We like what we like. We don't like what we don't like, and we can try and pretend sometimes that, oh, well, I'm totally neutral here, you know. But yeah, the glazing's getting a bit crazy.
But each patch is improving. Like, they are improving on the game every single patch.
Right,
Whether
bro.
it's gameplay, quality of life, character designs, animations.
The PlayStation fans are waiting in the background in the dark. Oh, you want toxicity? We'll give you toxicity.
Right? Overall areas, like just the stunning visuals and even music, right? While Genshin, I think 5.0 came out and there's no hype. I think the only news from the Hoyoverse community that was even significant, right? Aside from HSR, I'm just predominantly still talking about Genshin.
I think there was hype for Natlan for 5.0. But I think at the same time as well, though, like, you can't expect Genshin to still be having the hype in 5.0 4 years later as it did 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago, or even a year ago, you know? And, like, in the video that I put up earlier, if you watch that video, Huyo even acknowledged that they've had reductions of sales, and, you know, some of that's from cannibalization from things like Honkai Star Rail and Zenly Zone Zero, and obviously just dilution in the market in general because there's more games. I don't think it necessarily is an indicator that, oh, Genshin's trash. Now, don't get me wrong, Genshin, for all the money it's made, go to that video, you'll see the amount of money it's made. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's more than I ever imagined. right? It's insane, and the lack of quality of life stuff has been kind of poor. And I guess the ignorance towards the community, it kind of sucks. But at the same time, I don't blame Huyo because they've still made that money by doing that. So I guess you got to kind of respect the grind. You know, game is game at the end of the day. But yeah, I just don't think you're going to expect 5.0 to drive as much passion as previous updates. The game's getting long in the tooth now, isn't it?
And guys, is that Sevi plays, and shout out to her, one of the OGs in the game, basically kind of like silently, not really silently, but she did announce she's taking a long break. But if you guys honestly watch that video, she's taking a break. You know what I mean, guys? All in all, I just find it funny that there are still people who want to hate on Wuthering Waves, who want to cause drama or just make people angry for no reason, or this tribalism, right? While they're enjoying this slop.
The irony of that though, there, like this tribalism. This video has been a very tribalistic video. Hey, no hate towards Gamba. I like the dude, but hey, gotta call stuff out when we see it. This video has been very tribalistic, and I think there's a lot of CCs in the Wuthering Waves community who are incredibly tribalistic. And if they're not talking about Wuthering Waves, they're talking about how shitty Genshin treats the community, or how shit the community is, or how shit the developers are, or how shit the game is in comparison. So I definitely think, you know, we got to look at ourselves sometimes. I wouldn't class myself as a Wuthering Waves creator. It's probably the game I play the most in regards to gacha games and that cover the most. But, you know, I'll just cover a bit of everything because I just like video games in general.
This garbage fest, trash fest, right? And they want to hate on a competitor that's doing...
Yo, this tribal community, why do you like this slop, bro? It's fucking shit, bro. Why don't you want this good stuff? That stuff's shit, bro.
It's funny because it's true.
It is, Homer. It's true.
Something better, rather than being like, okay, let me try the game out. Okay, it does XYZ good. Why doesn't Hoyoverse do this? Like, competition is one of the best things in gacha games, guys.
Competition's the best thing in general.
Okay, you look at games that have competition, they try to improve and one up each other, right? As soon as competition is gone, the game, they don't try to improve anything anymore. NBA.
Well, this is why I think as well, we've got to give a little bit of leeway in regards to the business model that Huyo have created over the last 4 years, because they've had no competition in the open world space in regards to the way that Genshin works. It's kind of took it from the mobile space into this, like, you know, a proper game space. It's had no competition. The next couple of years are going to be different. You know, Huyo have got a little bit more competition on their hands, and I think we'll see that they're still going to be the top dog. But I feel like the pie is going to be getting it into a lot more, you know, with games like WuWa, with games like Azure Premilia, with Arc Knights Enfield's coming, with Neverness to Everness, with Project Mugen, with all of the things that we've been hearing about that are on the horizon. We're entering the golden era, aren't we? And, you know, you can't kind of blame them for being like, well, this is our business model because it works, because the competition hasn't really been there. Now, they'll probably have to adapt over the coming years, and that's where the competition's going to start coming in, I guess. At the moment, I don't think Wuthering Waves is providing that, at least in terms of iOS revenue. We don't know the rest of the revenue, but this is why I was saying that before. Wuthering Waves won't change the gacha space off of quality alone. It needs to get the success as well. Do you know what I mean? If it starts to really start eating into Huyo's profit margins, then Huyo will look and be like, we need to start reflecting some of the stuff they're doing, because they're becoming real problems for us now. So that's why I hope that Wuthering Waves do, because obviously I want Huyo to be better as well, because I believe Huyo makes some good shit.
2K is a big example of this, if any of y'all have played it. But all in all, this is just my thoughts. I wanted to give an update, guys, on what's it called, the goofiness and the tribalism that's happening with Hoyoverse, or not Hoyoverse essentially, but you know what I mean, the Genshin community essentially. But all in all, don't let these comments ever bother you. You can mass dislike them, guys, or you can choose to ignore them. There are always going to be dumb people who are going to comment some dumb things. I can't wait to see what the comments...
All right, I just want to pause this video a second because I'm curious. I need to see. All right, so this was the post that he was talking about, right? And he says, I'm not scrolling down because it'll take too long because of all the negative comments. Man, time flies. My favourite character, Jian. The game is actually amazing. Welcome back, our dear General. He's back. This time we'll definitely drag Gian home. Welcome back. Art is too insane. Comment section showing the WuWa versus the most toxic, obnoxious fandom. It's first now. Let's keep going. Keep going. Gian. It's the darkest of nights. Amazing art as per usual. Right. I'm trying to look for these really these toxic Genshin fans at the minute. I'm not saying they're not there. I'm not accusing Gamba of lying.
Go on. Cry. Cry, you little bitch.
You little bitch. Right. Yeah, man. I'm not seeing them. I'm here to apologize. I'm thinking there's got to be something here because, people are saying they're here. I think the whole thing is without competition, there's no progress. Agree. Big agree. Do you like my... you like that one, Neil? Yeah, man. Where are these comments? Like, people keep talking about apologizing and the toxic communities here. I'm not seeing them. Has the whole comment section been one guide? Have there been one guide? I'm not seeing it, guys. Maybe we go all the way down to the bottom and then go up from there, maybe? I'm having to use the scroll bar at the side because my mouse wheel's knackered. And I've got a new mouse. I'm too lazy. See, I'm seeing nothing but positive stuff here. Talking about the game art, the character design, Gian rerun, when we're getting Geshu Lin, any console information. Okay. Yeah, man. I hate leaks. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. Please bring PTBR subtitles. PS5 when. I really should say for Camilliac, or please make a wallpaper for this. Yeah, man. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Dude, that's a whole level of lazy. I have this new mouse to solve my problems. Fucking, I'm gonna... It's right there. It's literally right here. Part of me thinking, like, I kind of just want to, like, well, this mouse is like, I might as well just run it into the ground kind of thing. But then, like, when I'm trying to scroll on something, like, fucking thing. I'm just, yeah, okay, yeah. I ain't seeing it, chat. I ain't seeing it. We are going to be here all day if we keep doing this. Yeah, okay, all right. El Genshin. Okay, I'm seeing, at least Genshin playability is confirmed from in-game file. Geshu Lin, sorry. I was reading that as Genshin, then I was like, Genshin's playable in, what's he? Midian on its rerun banner again. Okay. There's one post, I guess. Ban leak from Genshin WO for Kuro. Dead game. Get stomped by Genshin. Okay, dead game. We're finding trash company of all games copied from other company. Okay, we're finding some here. Finally. Jeez, man. These are bots, by the way. By the looks of it. These are bots. This is why people shouldn't read into this. This is not the community. See, this is why you should always have a little look at. These are bots. See why? Usually, bots have two parts of the name and then a set of numbers. See, Tony Redgrave 8418. It's a bot. Tanny Gox 7851. Galaxy Force 170. 10108472. Dead Game Lowkey 7910. Yeah. Okay, I'm done scrolling through that. So there probably is potentially, I'm not gonna argue that there's no negative accounts from the Genshin community in there. But looking at that, it looks like there's a few bots in there. So yeah, yeah, man. That was a tribalistic video, I think, from Gamba. Got to call it out. Again, I was going to talk about making a video about this. I think it's one of the biggest problems in the Wuthering Waves community at the moment. Is I think we've got some glazers, too much glazing in the game, and it's not good for the game at all. It's not good for the game. It's not good for the community. I think it's blowing smoke up everybody's arse, and when that happens, nobody can see, and you probably get a sore arse as well. You know, it's not fun for everybody. So yeah, I think we need to tone this back a little bit. I like Gamba though. Like, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm gonna drop a like on it. I like Gamba. I do. So if I ever do upload this and he gets back to him, just let you know. Hey, I'll say it is. It is. I think you're a chill dude. But I think that video was a little bit, little bit rage baity, if I'm honest. Looking at that, it seemed like there was a lot of bots. It all turns out to be a big fat greasy nothing burg with a side of who gives a shit, right, dude? For sure. Again, this is what I say. I think I'm going to make a video about this, though. And I guess he's probably dabbling in drama a little bit, which is not really my kind of content. But yeah, I feel like it maybe needs to be to be fair though, I don't know if it does, because I've seen other people speaking about stuff like this, and there's I don't necessarily, well, you know the names, well, I'll say them, fucking hell, you know, like Kazahana, Saint Ontas, and I like both of these creators and a couple of other people. I've seen them in comment sections of people saying, yeah, you know, those are the guys that are just like full on glazers, it's not that I don't think these people don't ever have anything negative to say. I just think they exaggerate the positives to a level that I think, you know, it's like, the way I look at it, the way I get a little bit frustrated with it, shall I say. It's not that deep. It doesn't bother me. But it's like, you know, it's like if you see a review for a film or a restaurant, you know, and it's like, film's all right, man. You know, the food here it's all right. Nothing to write home about. And you go there and you really enjoy the meal and you really enjoy the film. You know, that's great. At the end of the day, you've got your own, you know, like even when I see negative stuff for something, I can still enjoy it on my own person. But I feel like, you know, maybe when you go somewhere and you've seen nothing but best food ever, top tier, won't get a better steak anywhere else. And then you go there and it's not bad, but it's just all right. It kind of feels worse because you were sold a lie. You know, you went there with the expectation, man, I've heard this is the fucking shit. And you get there and it's not the shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a little bit what's happening in the Wuthering Waves community. Is people are like, this game is the shit. Best co-op, best freaking endgame, best story, best 4-star characters, best 5-star characters, best balance. They're killing it in this. They've ruined that exploration. And then I feel like people are going to be getting in with this expectation of like, oh, it's going to be something that it's not. And then they're getting them like, it kind of makes it retroactively worse in a sense. Maybe I'm just thinking into that a little bit too much, to be fair. But yeah, I do. I just feel like people are blowing smoke up the arses of potential new players, if I'm honest. Speaking of which, I finally saw Snyder's Cut Justice League. Did you like? From Gamba AJ to Drama AJ, the downfall of the dudes. And like, don't get me wrong, I do like Gamba. He seems like a chill guy, and I think he makes good content. I just think sometimes people can slip into that. They talk about tribalism, and they're literally talking about the community being tribalistic, and they fall into the trap of kind of being tribalistic themselves, because their way to show that the community is tribalistic is to end up being tribalistic and attack the game, you know what I mean? Rather than just say the community's being stupid here, and then actually showing where them being stupid and saying, look at this. But as I said, all those comments I saw there were bots, you know what I mean? Because like that's one of the easiest ways to spot a bot on YouTube. It's got a double barrel name, and it's usually got 3 to 4 numbers after the name, you know what I mean? And they were bots. You know, it's probably some dude sitting in his bedroom somewhere who sent out like 500 bots, and people think the Genshin community's wilding out. I know, right? Yeah, dude, I know. Love the suit, though. Love the suit. I just hate the fact of how they've done Henry Cavill dirty. You know? I love Henry Cavill. think if I ever had to get gay to be with Henry Cavill. The black Superman suit or whatever, it's like darker in it. Yeah. Yeah, it's badass. Like, it annoys me. It really does. So I love Henry Cavill, man. It's like, I remember I was watching an interview with him before and there was like, oh, PlayStation or Xbox, and he was like, PC. He's just like, yeah, good lad. Good lad. Yeah, when films are that long, man, he gets to a point, doesn't he? He's like, dude, this is fucking getting drained here, you know? It's getting a little bit draining. Hold up 2 seconds. Which one you want about, Neo? You want about the crooked man? And with David Harbour. I ain't watched that one. I watched that crooked man the other day. Made on a $20 million budget. You need to get past the initial bit because the opening's fucking shit. Like the CGI on the spider's so bad. Like the film actually kind of alright. It's just it's really let down by the budget. Like, you know, you can see the budget constraints were a major factor. But I kind of liked it, man. It was alright, actually. I mean, it's probably worth checking out. Yo, I'm going to have to go, guys, anyway. Fucking Rosie's been sick at work, so I'm going to have to go and pick her up. So I'll be back in a bit. Give me like an hour, yeah, and I'll get back on. Apologies. But yo, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a like on the stream. I'll be back, like I say. It usually takes. I shouldn't take me too long actually because it's the afternoon. The traffic will be quite quiet. So I'll probably be back in like, yeah, give me an hour. Say, give me an hour. It's like 2:30 now. I'll be back on like 3:30. So whatever time it is for you. But yeah, has been sick at work. Has got a bit of a migraine, and I don't know if it's picked up a stomach bug. So I'm gonna have to throw a tarpaulin over her when it gets in the car. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get her anyway. Because she obviously mustn't be very well because she don't do that. Like, you know, she'll usually stick through it like when she's at work. So I'm gonna go and get her. So yeah, guys, appreciate you hanging out, man. I'm back in like an hour. All right, so look out for the put her in the boot. Right. So yeah, dude, that shows a fucking anglicized June becoming in the boot, you know, not in the trunk. But yeah, I'll catch you in a little bit anyway, guys. Be about an hour, yeah? All right, I'll see you in a sec. Try.